Welcome back, everybody. My name's A Predator54, aka Adam, coach of the McChesney Park Slowpokes, and today I bring you my draft analysis for MDA. Uh, this season it's going to be NFEs only, and it's going to be incredibly interesting. I'm popped up here in the corner now. The way this works is it's level 100, item clause, Terra preview with anything that has not hit its final form. So, this is going to be incredibly interesting. The team of 6 you bring when we go to battle, you have to tell your opponent your Terras and vice versa, and then we duke it out. The fact that this is item clause when everything really wants to have Eviolite is incredibly fun. You get 2 S tiers, 2 A tiers, 2 B tiers, and 2 C tiers. So this is going to be incredibly interesting. It's 8-man rosters. So it's simplified down to where it's minimal prep. But you also have to be able to counter other people's teams. But first things first, I decided let's dip into S tier. I took Sneasel. Why not get one of the fastest things that's available and that wants to Naruto run and slap things in the face with a choice banded knockoff? This gets triple axle, low kick, poison jab, gets access to ice shard, gets access to sword stance. Still, inner focus is an incredibly good ability that makes it immune to intimidate. It also gets access to pit pocket. If it gets hit while it has no item, it'll take their item, which is good. So say I want to fling like a flame orb at somebody, burn them, and then they hit me and they have Eviolite, I take the Eviolite. That is actually some pretty solid tech that you could do with this mod. But little Sneasel, you sheep, like, oh my god, you sleep like a toddler. That was well worth the wait. But all in all, this thing is incredibly fast, hits incredibly hard. Granted, it's times 4 weak to fighting. That's something you can work around with Terra Ghost. You can also remove its weakness to like Steel and Fairy as well by becoming, well, basically Terra Steel. And then be able to revenge kill fairies as well. With Terra Blast, which is incredibly good. I believe this also gets access to Metal Claws still. So this is my main breaker, and I look forward to using this mod. Next we'll hop on into mod number 2. Alright, so it got back to me again, and I wasn't really sure what to take, but I knew for sure I wanted a ground type. There were a few available in S tier that I wanted or had interest in, but one was Piloswine, one was Krokorok, and the last one was the mod I ended up taking. I took Little Gligar. This thing basically gets everything that Gliscor gets, minus Poison Heal. But it also gets access to immunity, so it cannot be toxic. It gets access to Hypercutter still, which is incredibly good. It even gets access to Scale Shot and Crab Hammer, just like the adult does. Access to Knockoff still, Stealth Rocks, Spikes, T-Spikes, access to Toxic. All in all, this thing can cripple teams on its own. I just wish it didn't lose Roost, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to get recovery back, or just use it to be a hazard bot or smack things in the face. If I can remove some items, all it's needed for, that's fine. Scale Shot Acrobatics set, Terra Water puts in the finest of work. I can run Fling Toxic Orb. Because I'm immunity, I can't poison myself, but I can fling the Toxic Orb at somebody and bypass them, well, being a Steel type. Well, actually no, that wouldn't matter anyways. Oh, what am I thinking of? No, never mind. I can't remember what I'm trying to talk about. But all now, Gligar looks like a little bit of all fun. Base 85 speed is nothing to joke around with. It's incredibly fast, incredibly bulky. Defensive wise, slap an Eviolite on this thing and it just won't die. Granted, unfortunately, it doesn't get poison heal like its parent. But all in all, it'll still put in the finest of work. This is my second S tier, and we will hop on into Mon. Alright, next Mon in the draft, I decided to get an A tier. I'm going to get something that's actually incredibly good. Granted, I am ×4 weak to ice on 2 different Mons. Well, now I have another Mon with knockoff. Gets access to Roost, gets access to Defog, gets access to Nasty Plot and Sword Stance, both Sucker Punch, Shadow Sneak, Trailblaze. Brave Bird doesn't get Hurricane like Decidueye does, which is incredibly weird, but it does get Air Slash. I don't know why they didn't give it Hurricane, but it's a birdie. Why not? Give me Hurricane. Let me hit things. Granted, this thing's not the prettiest thing to look at. Rowlet, adorable. Dartrix, what the fuck happened with puberty? And then Decidueye just looks sick as fuck. This thing looks like it's gonna haunt your nightmares, reap your soul, and hey, got any candy? But okay, it looks better when it's sleeping. It's less terrifying, but that's still something I don't want to look at that gives me nightmare feel. I do love its little bow tie. But all in all, this thing is hazard removal, item removal, and a breaker, access to priority. All in all, Mon's pretty tanky, Mon's decently fast after a Trailblaze, and just can dish out damage with its good stats. Everything else is like in the 70s. It's only thing hindering it is its speed is like 52, but Decidueye is not that fast either. So we'll see what happens with this Mon. But next we'll hop on into Mon number 4. Alright, pick number 4 of the draft. I decided, you know what? Let's be incredibly annoying and have some fun. Have one of the best Little Cup hazards in the setters in the game. This gets access to Toxic, T-Spike, Stealth Rock, Spikes. Gets access to Rock Polish, Meteor Beam. Doesn't get access to Energy Ball like it's evolved form, but it still gets access to Dazzling Gleam, Acid Armor, Explosion. Doesn't get Spiky Shield like its evolved form, but it does get access to Rock Polish. You can run max speed, max HP, max special attack, max HP, be bulky as all hell, set up a Rock Polish, Terra this thing, and hammer things in the face. And just be a special breaker because this thing has a monster special attack stat of 105, I believe, which is insane for a baby. But all in all, this is here to just wreak havoc. Toxic Debris is a wonderful ability, especially in an Item Clause League. So is being able to Toxic Steel types and Poison types with Corrosion. All in all, very good Mon. I look forward to using this thing. I don't know if its eyes close when it falls asleep, but I kind of am curious. But all in all, Glimmet's straightforward. It's not the bulkiest thing in the world that ×4 weak to ground. It's also why I have the 2 ground immunities in Dartrix and Gligar. But I'm also weak to water, which gets covered by the Dartrix. All in all, it's a pretty solid team so far. We're halfway there, and it does sleep. It closes its eyes and it tuckers out. Oh my god, that's adorable. But anyways, we are going to hop on into the next Mon. Alright, for pick number 5, we dipped in and we got our second A tier. We ended up getting Monferno. I finally have an excuse to use the shiny Chimchar I had from Legends Arceus. And I'm happy. Granted, I had to level this thing up. Well, actually no, I still need to take my shiny from Legends Arceus and put it into this game. Still, this one is one I genned. But I do have a legitimate one. All in all, Little Monferno, access to Blaze and Iron Fist with all the punching moves that its adult form gets. And I believe this still gets access to Knockoff. This gets access to Vacuum Wave and Nasty Plot, which is incredibly disgusting. And that and both of its offensive stats are 78. I can be special or physical. You have to prepare for both sides, which is absolutely ridiculous. This can punch you in the face, this can break you special-wise, and all in all, very good mod. Slap an Eviolite on this, set up a Nasty Plot or set up a Sword Dance, and then punch your way through. I believe this also gets access to Earthquake, and I have to double check, but I think Stealth Rocks too. I don't remember if it does, like Infernape. 1 second, I can check. It does Stealth Rocks. So this gives me a Stealth Rocker that's not a Rock, Ground, Steel, or any other type, which is absolutely cool. That, and look at this clean shiny. It's absolutely beautiful mod. I'm gonna sit here and wait for it to fall asleep because I want to see if it curls up into a little ball. I know Chimchar does, but I want to know if Monferno does. Oh yeah, and this actually gets access to Mach Punch as well. It gets access to Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, which is all in all pretty good. And do you curl up into a ball? Nope, you just lay like a little baboon. Okay. Anyways, we will hop on into the next Pokemon, and I hope you guys enjoy this so far. Alright, for our next pick, we dipped as far down as we can go into the C tier, and we ended up actually getting a mon that we were surprised was there. Little Buizel! Oh, and this is base 85 speed, absolutely frail defenses, but this thing gets access to Wave Crash, Ice Spinner, gets access to Bulk Up, Fury Cutter, Brick Break, can hammer things, which is actually pretty cool. Oh my god! It Propeller Tails. That is cool. Okay, I might have fallen in love with this thing. Look at that little fucker. Your smug ass look. Your inflatable tube arm, man. But anyways, Weasel, I don't believe it gets access to Knockoff, but this does get access to Swift Swim and Water Veil. Water Veil prevents it from being burned. Swift Swim doubles its speed. Just being able to like tear a bug, Fury Cutter, and then smack things that surprise it, or like resist grass and be able to smack them in the face with the Fury Cutter that just keeps doubling damage, is pretty funny in my book. And I like how it curls up into a little fetal position. But all in all, Buizel's here to just smash things and die. That's about it. It's all offense, no defenses. But what do you expect for a C tier? Alright, let's hop on into Mon number 7. We've only got 2 more left. For pick number 7, I decided let's have a little bit of fun in honor of my friend Baradu. I got Snubbull. And, not gonna lie, this thing looks cuter than you expect it would. It does have a little bit of resting bitch face, and I was not expecting the shiny to look so good. Like, I've seen shiny Granbull, but I haven't really seen the shiny Snubbull, and it actually pretty clean. This gets access to Rattled, Intimidate, gets access... What's the last ability? 1 second. Run Away, which does not matter at all. Rattled, if I'm intimidated, even holding a clear amulet will boost my speed by 1. And then we have Intimidate to lower my opponent's attack, which is incredibly good for my team. Oh my god. Look at that. That is adorable. I'm not gonna lie. This gets access to close combat now. This gets access to the elemental punches. This gets access to earthquake. Access to trailblaze. So if it's able to actually get its speed going and start breaking a team, I'll take it. We can be a little annoying. This even gets access to T-Wave now, which I didn't even know it got T-Wave. I didn't learn this until I faced off against Baradu. So you can be lower their attack and then T-Wave their switch out. It's incredibly disgusting. All in all, this little guy has a really good attack stat. This is a pure fairy, so it's going to be slightly harder to kill. And if you're able to Terra this thing and damage spiral, we'll take it. See, I believe this also gets access to Yawn as well. I know it gets bulk up, but I can't remember if it gets sword stance. Well, all in all, it's a little damage output. I'm going to punch things with those tiny little arms, and I hope to do it justice. Shout out to you again, Baradu. We'll hop on into the final mod. For the final pick of the draft and my C tier, I decided, you know what? I finally have a legitimate goddamn excuse to do it. I drafted my mascot. This was a C tier with access to Slack Off, incredibly good HP, decent attack in base 65, and access to Trick Room. I mean, I'll take it. This thing can be a tanky little son of a bitch with Eviolite or run Lychee Berry with Gluttony and raise my attack while setting Trick Room. I'll take it. And I can't remember if I get Drain Punch or not, or if that's my evolved form. But if I'm able to smack you and get my health back, I'll take it. But all in all, a phenomenal mon. And look at this shiny. Hold on, let me get side by side with my brother in. Look at this. Compared to that little basic bitch over there that I just killed, this is a beautiful, beautiful shiny. And I look forward to using this mon. Granted, it's not like the best, and I understand why it's the tier it is, but if this thing gets going, it gets going. And I look forward to using it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the team. I'm excited to use my mascot and the rest of them. Tell me what you think down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And stay tuned because week number 1, I'm going to play against Razorclaw, coach of the Galaxy Brain Glisopod, who hopefully I can finally get a win against with his reband. And look at this derpy motherfucker. It's tired just like me, so I'm going to head out. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Enjoy your evening.